जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद श्री चैतन्य भागवत की जय। श्रील वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। सामवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य भागवत मध्य खंड चैप्टर 21 Devananda Vakya Danda Varnana, description of a stick of words used to hit Devananda. Glory, glory to Lord Chaitanya. Glory, glory to Lord Chaitanya, who is the very life of Lord Nityananda. Glory to Lord Chaitanya, the master of Gadadhar and Advaita. Glory to Lord Chaitanya, who is dear to Srivas and Haridas. Glory to Lord Chaitanya, the master of Gangadas and Vasudev Datta. Glory, glory to Lord Chaitanya and all his devotees. Anyone who hears these narrations of Lord Chaitanya will attain pure devotional service. Accompanied by Nityananda and Gadadhar, Lord Chaitanya enjoyed pastimes in Navadvip. One day, surrounded in the four directions by his devotee associates, Lord Chaitanya walked in the town. Lord Chaitanya walked to the home by the Ganga's dam of Visharada Maheshwara, who was Sarvabhauma's father. At that place was also the home of Devananda Pandit, a very peaceful Brahmana who yearned after impersonal liberation. He was learned and austere. From birth, he was disinterested in material things. He was a great student of Srimad Bhagavatam, but he was not a devotee. The people said he is a great teacher of Srimad Bhagavatam. Still, because he was not a devotee, he did not understand the true meaning at the heart of Srimad Bhagavatam. Because of some offense, he was not qualified to understand Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Krishna knows the reason. By divine arrangement, as they walked on the path, Lord Chaitanya and his associates overheard Devananda lecturing on Srimad Bhagavatam. As he listened, Lord Chaitanya, who is the super soul in the hearts of all beings and who knows everything, did not hear any description of the greatness of devotional service. Lord Chaitanya angrily said, "What is the meaning of this rascal's words? In this birth, he does not know anything of the true meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam. How can this rascal be qualified to talk about Srimad Bhagavatam? Srimad Bhagavatam is Lord Krishna himself in the form of a book. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that devotional service is the highest goal of life. That is why the four Vedas say Srimad Bhagavatam is the personification of ecstatic love for Lord Krishna. The four Vedas are yogurt, and Srimad Bhagavatam is fresh butter. Sukadev Goswami churned, and Maharaj Parikshit ate that butter of Srimad Bhagavatam. My dear devotee Sukadev Goswami knows the true meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam. In speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, he explained the truth about me. Anyone who thinks that I, my servant, and Srimad Bhagavatam are different will perish. In this way, Lord Chaitanya angrily explained the truth of Srimad Bhagavatam. Hearing his explanation, the devotees floated in great bliss. In Srimad Bhagavatam, devotional service is the sole topic. There is no other. Then Lord Chaitanya said, "This rascal doesn't know anything. This non-devotee fool is always lecturing on Srimad Bhagavatam. Today I will tear up his book. You watch while I do it." Lord Chaitanya angrily went to tear up the book. Grabbing him, the devotee stopped him. All the scriptures affirm that Srimad Bhagavatam is not understood very easily. Material scholarship, austerity, and fame do not help one understand it. Persons who proudly claim, "I know Srimad Bhagavatam," never know Srimad Bhagavatam's true meaning. Persons who know that Srimad Bhagavatam is the inconceivable Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself know that devotional service is the true meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam. Very few were learned and virtuous like Devananda Pandit. Still, Yamaraj punishes all proud scholars bewildered about the true meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam. Persons who study Srimad Bhagavatam and then blaspheme Lord Nityananda, who is the moon of Avadutas and the home of all the worlds, will perish. Every day, Lord Chaitanya would walk in the town with his followers. One day, Lord Chaitanya walked in the town with Srivas Pandit. In the outskirts of town was a drunkard's house. Walking by, Lord Chaitanya smelled the fragrance of wine. Remembering the Varuni beverage, Lord Chaitanya entered the mood of Lord Balaram. Forgetting external consciousness, Lord Chaitanya again and again roared at Srivas, "I will go in." Lord Chaitanya said, "Srivas, I will go in." Srivas respectfully grasped the Lord's feet. Lord Chaitanya said, "Can I be ordered or forbidden?" Still Srivas forbade the Lord. Srivas said, "You are the father of the universes. If you break the rules of religion, who can protect them? Not understanding your pastimes, the people will blaspheme you. Because of that blasphemy, they will suffer birth after birth. You are the eternal Supreme Personality of Godhead. You preserve the eternal religion. Who will understand this pastime of yours? If you enter that wine drinker's house, I will drown myself in the Ganga." The Lord never goes against his devotees' desire. Hearing Srivas's words, the Lord smiled. Lord Chaitanya said, "If you don't wish, I won't go. I won't make your words false." Because of Srivas's words, Lord Chaitanya stopped his mood of Lord Balaram. Slowly and peacefully, the glorious Lord walked on the royal road. So you understood why Srivas Thakur stopped Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from going inside? Okay, tell Rasapriya, why?
Because if he would go, then people would blaspheme him.
Yeah, the people would blaspheme him. Correct. Because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? He is the one who is giving us dharma. He doesn't need to follow. But yadyad acharati shreshtas tattadevetara jana. Whatever the leader does, common men will follow. So when he breaks the religious principles which he himself is giving, then no one will follow and everyone will perish. Not only that, but they will also blaspheme him for going and drinking. He's a Brahmana and he's going and drinking. Then for that blasphemy, they will all be finished. That's why. Okay. And Mahaprabhu also, Krishna, when he goes into his ecstasy, he doesn't need to listen to anyone. But how merciful, how much the Lord loves his devotees. Lord Chaitanya stopped his mood of Lord Balaram. He came out of his ecstasy because Srivas Thakur didn't want him to go into that wine house. Slowly and peacefully, the glorious Lord walked on the royal road. Seeing Lord Chaitanya, the people drunk on wine called out again and again, Hari, Hari. So those people in the wine house who were drinking, they saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu walking and they were drunk and they're calling out, Hari, Hari. Someone said, Nimai Pandit is good, good, a good person. He sings and dances good. Calling out Hari and clapping his hands, someone danced. Then the other drunkards happily followed behind him, singing Hari Bol, Jai Narayan. The drunkards happily danced. The drunkards made a great sound of chanting Hari. All this happened because they saw Lord Vishnu and a Vaishnava. Lord Vishnu means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Vaishnava is Srivas Thakur. Seeing the drunkards' activities, Lord Chaitanya laughed. When he saw them, Srivas wept tears of joy. Seeing Lord Chaitanya, the drunkards became happy. Only sinners, sannyasis, blaspheme the Lord when they see him. They who feel unhappy at heart when they hear of Lord Chaitanya Chandra's glories will not find happiness in any birth or any ashram. I offer my respectful obeisances to all, even the drunkards who saw Lord Chaitanya Chandra when he was personally present on this earth. Placing a glance of mercy on the drunkards, Lord Chaitanya, wrapped in his own ecstasy, continued walking from village to village. Seeing Devananda Pandit a little ahead, Lord Chaitanya very angrily said, in his heart, Lord Chaitanya thought, in the past, Devananda Pandit offended Srivas Pandit. At the time of that offense, Lord Chaitanya had not yet manifested his nature as a devotee. All his servants were then unhappy, for the whole world was empty of ecstatic love for Lord Krishna. If some scholars lectured on Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, no one ever heard from them any descriptions of devotional service. At that time, Devananda was both learned and peaceful. He was honored by the people. He regularly lectured on Srimad Bhagavatam. From childhood, he had lived like a sannyasi. One day, desiring to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, Srivas visited his home. Listening to Srimad Bhagavatam, which syllable by syllable is filled with ecstatic love for Lord Krishna, Srivas felt his heart melt. Listening to Srimad Bhagavatam, Srivas wept. The great devotee Brahmana deeply sighed. Then the sinful students there said, this fellow is trash. Brothers, with him present, we cannot learn anything. We are wasting our time. Srivas's tears did not stop. Srivas was very dear to Lord Chaitanya. He purified the entire world. Meeting together and coming to a conclusion, the students dragged Srivas outside. Devananda Pandit did not stop them. As the teacher was empty of devotion, so were his students. Finding himself outside, Srivas unhappily returned home. Lord Chaitanya, who is the super soul in the hearts of all, knew all that had happened. So now coming back to the present, this had happened in the past. So now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is walking on the road with Srivas, and at a distance he saw Devananda Pandit, and this whole incident of Srivas being dragged out of the classroom happened long before Mahaprabhu even manifested his pastimes of devotional service. But now Mahaprabhu remembered that whole thing. How he remembered? Because he's Paramatma, he's the super soul in the heart, he knows everything. Seeing Devananda, Lord Chaitanya remembered all this. His face filled with anger. Lord Chaitanya, the son of Sachi, said, I, Devananda, I'm talking to you. You lecture on Srimad Bhagavatam. Shrivas, whom even goddess Ganga desires to see, once went to hear Srimad Bhagavatam from you. What offense did he commit? That your students grabbed him and dragged him outside? Is it right to drag and throw away a person who, when he hears Srimad Bhagavatam, weeps with love for Lord Krishna? I understand that you lecture on Srimad Bhagavatam. I understand that you lecture on Srimad Bhagavatam. In this birth, you do not know the true meaning of that book. When a person eats and becomes full, he is happy with the outside world. You lecture on Srimad Bhagavatam, which is full of ecstatic love for Lord Krishna, but you yourself cannot feel the happiness of that love. This I tell you. Hearing these words, the Brahmana Devananda became embarrassed. He did not reply. After speaking these words, Lord Chaitanya angrily walked away. Devananda unhappily walked to his home. Although the Lord punished him with words, Devananda was very pious and fortunate. Persons punished by Lord Chaitanya become great saints. Indeed, persons killed by the Lord go to Vaikuntha. A person who accepts the punishment given by Lord Chaitanya and places that punishment on his head becomes qualified to attain ecstatic love for Lord Krishna. Persons who in their hearts are not afraid of Lord Chaitanya's punishment, persons who in their hearts are not afraid of Lord Chaitanya's punishment are sinners. Birth after birth, they are punished by Yamaraj. Lord Krishna appears in 4 forms. The forms are Srimad Bhagavatam, Tulasi, Ganga, and his devotees. What are they? Srimad Bhagavatam, Tulasi, Ganga, and his devotees. The deity form of the Lord may be worshipped only after life is placed in the deity, Prana Pratishtha. However, the Vedas say the other 4 forms are the Supreme Lord Himself from the moment those forms are born in this world. So the deity needs to be first installed before you can start worshipping the deity. Whereas the same Lord is appearing in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam, Tulsi, Ganga, and devotees. As soon as they appear, they are ready to be worshipped. I know that the descriptions of Lord Chaitanya have neither beginning nor end. As far as I know of them, I explain Lord Chaitanya's glories. I offer my respectful obeisances to the feet of Lord Chaitanya's servants. I pray that I may never offend them. Anyone who hears this Madhyakanda, which is sweet like nectar, will destroy the offenses in his heart. I pray that Lord Nityananda, who is dear to Lord Chaitanya and who always stays with Lord Chaitanya's servants, will never leave me. The 2 moons, Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Sri Nityananda, are my life and soul. I, Vrindavan Das, sing the glories of their feet. We have 11 more minutes. Should I read another one or stop here? Read. Chapter 22, Sri Nityananda Guna Varnana, description of Lord Nityananda's virtues. Glory, glory to Lord Chaitanya, who is an ocean of mercy. Glory to the handsome son of Sachi and Jagannath Mishra. Glory, glory to Sachi's son, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. By giving it the holy name of Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya has made this world fortunate and glorious. By giving us the holy name in this world, he has made this world fortunate. Accompanied by Nityananda and Gadadhar, Lord Chaitanya enjoyed pastimes in Navadvip. After striking Devananda with the stick of his words, Lord Chaitanya returned to his home. Devananda Pandit returned to his home. Because of bad association, he was now unhappy. Even though the people may think them pious and saintly, persons like Devananda are not qualified to stand before Lord Chaitanya. Only by the mercy of a Vaishnava can one attain Lord Chaitanya. If a person has no love and devotion, his austerities and japa will not help him attain the Lord. Even if he has attained Lord Krishna's mercy, a person who offends a Vaishnava is stopped from attaining ecstatic love for Lord Krishna. Okay? Even if he has attained Lord Krishna's mercy, a person who offends a Vaishnava is stopped from attaining ecstatic love for Lord Krishna. I do not speak these words. They are the Vedas' words. Sachi's son proved that they are true. Mother Sachi, in whose womb Lord Chaitanya descended to this world, once offended a Vaishnava. Lord Chaitanya destroyed her offense, taught her, and gave her the gift of ecstatic spiritual love. Lord Chaitanya destroyed her offense, taught her, and then gave her the gift of ecstatic spiritual love. Please carefully hear this story. By hearing it, one's offenses to Vaishnavas are destroyed. One day, handsome, fair-limbed Lord Chaitanya rose and then sat down on the throne of Lord Vishnu. Placing on his lap his Shaligram Shila forms, Lord Chaitanya happily manifested his transcendental glories. He said, I am Krishna, come to the Kali Yuga. I am Narayan, I am Ramachandra, who bridged the ocean. I slept in the milk ocean. Then Nara's loud calls broke my sleep. I am here to freely distribute pure spiritual love and pure devotional service. Ask Nara, ask for a boon. Ask for a boon, Srivas. Seeing that Lord Chaitanya was now openly manifesting his glories, Nityananda held a great parasol over the Lord's head. On the left, Gadadhar held betel nuts. In the four directions, the devotees waved chamaras. Lord Chaitanya freely distributed pure devotional service. He gave many boons. He gave whatever the devotees desired. Someone said, my father is sinful at heart. Please make his heart good. That will be a great relief to me. Someone else asked blessing for some asked blessing for their teachers, some for their students, some for their children, and some for their wives. They asked whatever they wished. Lord Chaitanya granted whatever was asked. Smiling, he gave everyone the gift of pure love and pure devotion. Saintly Srivas said, Lord, to your mother, please give the gift of ecstatic love for Lord Krishna. Everyone wants you to give her that gift. Lord Chaitanya said, Srivas, I will not give it. To her, I will not give the pastimes of ecstatic love for Lord Krishna. She offended a Vaishnava. Therefore, she cannot have ecstatic love for Lord Krishna. Eloquent Srivas said again, Lord, these words will make us all leave our bodies. You are her son. You entered her womb. Why is she not qualified to attain ecstatic love for Lord Krishna? Your mother is everyone's life. She is the mother of all the worlds. Lord, please give up your tricks and illusions and give her ecstatic love for Lord Krishna. Lord, you are her son, and therefore she is also the mother of us all. How can a mother offend her son? That is my opinion. If she has offended a Vaishnava, then please be kind and break her offense into pieces. Lord Chaitanya said, I have the power to teach her, but I have no power to break apart her offense to a Vaishnava. Only the offended Vaishnava can forgive the offense. Only then is the offense destroyed. There is no other way. You know how Durvasa's offense to Maharaj Ambarish was finally destroyed? My mother offended Nara. Only when Nara forgives her will she attain the mercy that gives ecstatic love for Lord Krishna. When she takes the dust of Advaita's feet and places it on her head, then by my order my mother will attain ecstatic love for Lord Krishna. Then everyone went to Advaita and told him all that Lord Chaitanya had said. Hearing these words, Advaita remembered Lord Vishnu and said, "You all want to take away my life. Through Sachi's womb, Lord Chaitanya entered this world. She is my mother. I am her son. It is I who should take the dust of Mother Sachi's feet. I do not understand even a single sesame seed of her power and glory. Mother Sachi is the personification of devotional service to Lord Vishnu. She is the mother of the worlds. How can you talk the way you have done? Even a person who, thinking it an ordinary material word, speaks the word I, mother. The power of that word I is such that the speaker will no longer suffer. Mother Sachi is goddess Ganga. They are not different. Mother Sachi is Devaki and Yashoda. That is the nature of Mother Sachi. After speaking the truth about Mother Sachi, Advaita entered an ecstatic trance and fell to the ground. He was not in external consciousness. Aware that this was her opportunity, Mother Sachi came and placed the dust of Advaita's feet on her head. Mother Sachi is a great Vaishnavi. She is pure devotional service personified. She had the power to hold Lord Chaitanya in her womb. When she took the dust of Advaita's feet, Mother Sachi became overwhelmed and fell to the ground. She was no longer in external consciousness. The Vaishnavas called out, Jai, Jai Hari. They made a great tumult of chanting Lord Chaitanya's names. By Mother Sachi's power, Advaita was not in external consciousness. By Lord Advaita's power, Mother Sachi was not in external consciousness. They were both overwhelmed by each other's power. Meanwhile, the circle of Vaishnavas chanted Hari Hari. Sitting on the deity's throne, Lord Chaitanya smiled and laughed. Pleased, he said to his mother, now you may have pure devotion to Lord Vishnu. Your offense to Advaita is no more. Hearing these merciful words from the Lord's graceful mouth, everyone called out, Jai, Jai Hari, making an example of Mother Sachi, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the teacher, Shiksha Guru of all, taught everyone to carefully avoid offending Vaishnavas. If even a person equal to Lord Shiva offends a Vaishnava, the offender will perish. This the scriptures say. They who will not follow these instructions and blaspheme good people are sinners. They will suffer birth after birth. What to speak of others? Even Lord Chaitanya's own mother was punished for offending a Vaishnava. In truth, Mother Sachi had not committed any offense. Still, Lord Chaitanya said that she had. Why do the people call him Advaita? Why did Sachi displeased, call him Dvaita? Now I will tell this story. Please listen carefully. This is related to the story of Vishwarup. Saintly Vishwarup was Lord Chaitanya's elder brother. Handsomeness like his was difficult to find in all the worlds. He was very powerful and glorious. He was learned in all the scriptures. He was very saintly and peaceful. His body was not different from Lord Nityananda's body. The people in Navadvip could not understand his very learned lectures. Still, accepting the mood of a boy, he stayed with the boys. One day, Jagannath Mishra went to a meeting of Pandits, and his very handsome son Vishwarup followed behind him. Jagannath Mishra entered the assembly of Bhattacharyas. Seeing Vishwarup, the whole assembly was filled with wonder. Handsome, all-powerful Vishwarup, who was Lord Nityananda himself, stole the hearts of everyone there. One Bhattacharya asked, What are you studying? Vishwarup replied, a little of everything. Thinking him only a child, no one said anything more. Only Jagannath Mishra became unhappy to hear that arrogant reply, like fathers do. As they walked home on the path, Jagannath Mishra rebuked Vishwarup. Rascal, why did you not tell the assembly what books you study? You acted as if you were more learned than anyone else. Now the others will mock me and embarrass me. Very angry with his son, very generous and fortunate Jagannath Mishra walked home. Returning to the assembly, smiling Vishwarup said to the Bhattacharyas, you did not ask me any questions. Now my father is punishing me. In my heart, I thought that you should ask me questions. All of you, please gather together and ask me questions. Smiling, one Bhattacharya asked, listen, child, please tell a little of what you studied today. Lord Vishwarup explained a sutra. In their hearts, everyone decided that his explanations were very good. Everyone said, you explained the sutra well. Lord Vishwarup replied, you did not understand anything of it. Now I will tear my own explanations into pieces. Explaining again, he refuted all he had just proved. Wonder entered everyone's hearts. 3 times he refuted his explanations, and 3 times he refuted the refutations and re-established the original premise. He is very, very intelligent, everyone said. Still, bewildered by Lord Vishnu's illusory potency, no one there could understand Vishwarup's true identity. In this way, Vishwarup stayed in Navadvip. Seeing the people empty of devotion to the Lord, he was not happy. The whole world was intoxicated by material things. No one understood the glories and auspiciousness of devotion to Lord Vishnu. They lost great wealth on festivals for their children and others. No one was aware of worship offered to Lord Krishna or the religion of devotion to Lord Krishna. The learned teachers lectured on material logic. None of them knew anything about devotion to Lord Krishna or worship of Lord Krishna. If someone lectured on Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, he would not say anything about devotional service. His explanations were all dry. Not hearing descriptions of devotional service anywhere, Lord Vishwarup became very unhappy. The lion who bears the name Advaita and who is full of Lord Krishna's powers lectured on Yoga Vashishta, but his explanations were all about devotional service. Somebody's talking on Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, but they don't say anything about devotional service. Here, Advaita Acharya is talking on Yoga Vashishta, but his explanations are all about devotional service. Who could understand Advaita's explanations? Advaita was the foremost of the Vaishnavas in Nadia. Looking in the 4 directions, Vishwarup felt unhappy at heart. Only in Advaita did he find the happiness of pure love for Lord Krishna. Vishwarup always stayed with Advaita. Accompanied by Vishwarup, Advaita happily tasted the mellows of pure devotion. At this time, Lord Chaitanya was still a small boy. His limbs were fair and handsome. His hair was gracefully curly. His charming form stole everyone's heart. Mother Sachi would tell him, Vishwambhar, quickly go, call your brother and bring him home. On his mother's order, Lord Chaitanya would run to Advaita's home. There, Advaita sat surrounded by many devotees. Srivas and many other great souls were there. Lord Chaitanya would say, brother, come home and eat rice. Don't delay. Smiling and smiling, the Lord would speak these words. Lord Chaitanya stole the hearts of everyone. They all gazed at the very handsome form of the boy Lord. Completely enchanted, Advaita gazed at the Lord. Forgetting everything, he gazed at the Lord's face. In this way, on the pretext of calling for Vishwarup on their mother's order, Lord Chaitanya came there every day. Gazing at Lord Chaitanya, Advaita thought in his heart, this very handsome boy has stolen my heart. This person who now enchants me must be my Lord. Who else has the power to steal my heart? That is what my heart now thinks. Understanding Advaita's thoughts, Lord Chaitanya, who is the super soul in the hearts of all beings, quickly returned to his home. Rejecting material pleasures, Vishwarup stayed always with Advaita. Vishwarup's story was elaborately told in the Adi Khanda. In the form of Lord Nityananda, Vishwarup enjoyed limitless pastimes. The incarnations of the Supreme Lord know the Supreme Lord's will very well. After some days, Vishwarup accepted sannyas. Known in this world by the name Shankararanya, he was the foremost of Vaishnavas. He walked on the path of the limitless Supreme Lord. Accepting a sannyasi's danda, he traveled about. Mother Sachi's heart was always broken with grief. Becoming thoughtful, Sachi decided in her heart, Advaita made my son leave home. Afraid to offend a Vaishnava, Mother Sachi said nothing. In her heart, she was very unhappy. Looking at Lord Chaitanya, Mother Sachi forgot her grief. The Lord made his mother's happiness grow. After some days, by divine arrangement, Lord Chaitanya manifested his true nature. Then he always enjoyed pastimes with Advaita, neglecting goddess Lakshmi and leaving the happiness of his own home. Lord Chaitanya stayed at Advaita's home. Seeing that her son no longer stayed at home, Mother Sachi thought, Advaita will take my son away. Unhappy, she told everyone, who says he is Advaita? That Vaishnava is Dvaita, full of duplicity. He has already driven away one moon-like son. Now he will not leave my other son alone. I am a helpless widow. No one is kind to me. To the world he is Advaita, but to me he is Dvaita Maya, full of duplicity. This was the entirety of her offense. There was nothing more than that. Because of this offense, Lord Chaitanya would not give his mother devotional service. A person who calls one Vaishnava a big Vaishnava and another Vaishnava a little Vaishnava may be peaceful and happy for now, but for how long will he remain peaceful and happy? On the pretext of rebuking his mother, Lord Chaitanya, the supreme teacher, Shiksha Guru, taught everyone to carefully avoid offending a Vaishnava. Anyone who jumps over lion like Lord Chaitanya's order and foolishly offends a Vaishnava will be punished for his offense. Please give me your attention and hear why Lord Chaitanya spoke as he did. Lord Chaitanya knows everything that happens in all three phases, past, present, and future of time. He knows that in the future, some demonic people will serve Lord Advaita. They will refer to Lord Advaita by the name Sri Krishna. In this way, they will reject the words of the true Vaishnavas. These sinners will thus disobey the devotees who affirm that Advaita is the greatest Vaishnava. Many persons will consider themselves the followers of Lord Advaita, but they will not have the power to see how in the future they will be punished. Lord Chaitanya, the crest jewel of they who know everything, knew all this. Therefore, he did something to try to stop this from happening. By punishing his mother, Lord Chaitanya showed the result that comes from offending Lord Advaita or any other Vaishnava. No one can protect a person who has offended a Vaishnava. Therefore, one should avoid persons who offend Vaishnavas. Not only should we offend Vaishnavas, we should avoid persons who offend Vaishnavas. One should avoid an offender, even if the offender is otherwise very qualified. A little association with an offender will make one fall down. Who has the power to understand why the Lord gives punishment? By punishing his mother, he taught everyone. Anyone who blasphemes, they who use the word Vaishnava to address Lord Advaita will be punished. Again, anyone who blasphemes, they who use the word Vaishnava to address Lord Advaita. You understood? That means anyone who calls, let's say somebody calls Advaita Acharya a Vaishnava. If I blaspheme such a person who calls Advaita Acharya a Vaishnava, then I am an offender. So what is that person's qualification? His qualification is he's calling Advaita a Vaishnava. Therefore, he's a great devotee. Now, if I offend this person, I'm an offender.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now got it.
Anyone who blasphemes they who use the word Vaishnava to address Lord Advaita will be punished. He will perish. That means anyone who thinks Advaita Acharya to be a Vaishnava is a devotee, great devotee. Okay? If I consider Advaita Acharya Vaishnava, then I'm a devotee. And if anyone blasphemes me, that person will perish. Achinta Devru. Raised your hand, Prabhuji?
Sorry, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All gracious Prabhupada, all gracious assembled devotees.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Mataji, a question here in terms of reference 119 and 128 and this particular line. Anybody who calls Advaita Acharya a Vaishnava. So how do we define a Vaishnava here in this context of 119 and 128? Question one. And the second is, any normal person can also call Advaita Acharya a Vaishnava. So would that person also becomes a Vaishnava?
Which numbers did you say, first of all, Prabhuji?
119, 128.
119. Let me go back. Okay. On the pretext of rebuking his mother, Lord Chaitanya, the Supreme Teacher, taught everyone to carefully avoid offending a Vaishnava. So you are asking who is a Vaishnava?
Yes. So basically, in one of the lines, he said that anybody who offends a Vaishnava will not be pardoned.
Yes.
Right. So that is the context here. And so I was just trying to understand how do we define a Vaishnava here?
We read that before also. In this context, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying anyone who sees Advaita Acharya as a Vaishnava, he is a Vaishnava. If you blaspheme such a person, you will be destroyed in this context. But previously, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I forget if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said or Vrindavan Das Thakur, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only said that anyone who has once said Hare Krishna is a Vaishnava.
Right. So
And next to that, he said, all the unlimited living entities who are parts and parcels of Krishna, they are all Vaishnavas because they may not be Vaishnavas today, but they are all potential Vaishnavas. They will become Vaishnavas. Yeah. So anyone, don't blaspheme anyone.
Yeah.
So we should not blaspheme, but at the same time, today we are hearing, don't associate with the offender. So now you will say, this offender is also a Vaishnava, potential Vaishnava, so I associate. No, you should hate the disease. You should not hate the diseased, but you should hate the disease. So hate the disease means you should stay away from that because that you will also become infected by that. But at the same time, you don't relate that person with that disease. Whatever you can do for that person to help that person is fine, but you don't associate with that person as long as that person has that disease. Somehow or other, if you can help that person come out of that disease somehow or other, that's a different thing. If you are in that position, but if you are not in that position, then don't associate. That means don't keep friendship with that person that you will actually have to listen to that blasphemy. So if somebody is an offender, we should not associate. So that is also there. But at the same time, you should not blaspheme that person. See, when we blaspheme another devotee, actually, it's a very bad quality, right? We are taking pleasure in pointing out the faults of another person. So even if the person's faults are true, the fact that I'm taking pleasure in pointing out that let's say that person is a blasphemer, and I'm taking pleasure in talking about how this person blasphemes, this person is not a good Vaishnava, That's just reflecting my consciousness. So therefore, we should not blaspheme anyone, actually. Don't blaspheme. Sometimes the spiritual master, just to instruct the disciples, to give them some instructions, to protect them, may give examples to say, like this person did this, or he may do that. But there his goal, his motive is not, he's not trying to take pleasure, enjoy seeing someone else's fault. His motive is simply to protect his disciples, or maybe anyone who's dependent, like his servants or his children or whatever. He's only doing that to protect or to give a certain instruction, not to just let's sit down and talk about how this person is wrong and that person is wrong. It's not good. Even if it is true, it is not good. Talking about it is not good. So in that sense, we should not blaspheme anyone, because everyone is a potential Vaishnava. Nobody, even so-called karmis or whoever they may be, we should not.
Mataji, one question.
One second, Mataji. Achintadev Prabhu, it is answered.
Mataji, the safest is what you just last said. Do not blaspheme anyone.
Yes. Yes, Neelamari Mataji.
Mataji, if anything happened, and then if I am upset without telling anything, mentally I'm upset about that person, what is that?
Yeah, I mean, that's there, Mataji. That will be there. So that's why I said we should not take pleasure, but this is also allowed. You may have one person, one or two people who are, because sometimes we have to reveal our heart to become free from that burden. And as you say, you don't even have to speak to anyone, but you're feeling that pain, and you're feeling upset about it in your heart. What can we do? Yeah, because
It comes back again and again.
Yeah, we have to just we have to try to forgive that person, but it may not happen right away. But at least we should know that I'm supposed to forgive. I'm supposed to forgive, and I'm not able to do it yet, but I'm supposed to forgive. And then we pray to Krishna. We keep chanting. But at least realizing that I should not be having this feeling, but I have this feeling, even that is good. You're actually realizing that, I'm getting these thoughts, I'm feeling upset about what this person did, and I should not be feeling like this. That's also, at least we are on the right track. And then we depend on Krishna's mercy and, purification. Then as we get purified, we will be able to forgive that person. Externally, we may do whatever is required. Sometimes maintaining distance is good. But in the heart, are we still holding on to that? And what to speak of wanting to take revenge on the other person, or wanting to hurt that person back, or if something bad happened to that person, I'm getting pleasure. Those are the things we have to watch out for. We don't want that, right? So we should still be able to wish good for that person. Wish good means we want that person to become Krishna conscious, right? So externally they may or may
not feeling pleasure for anything wrong happening to that person,
right.
but mentally I'm feeling that that thing happened and I'm not happy,
Yeah.
and it comes back again and again.
Yeah.
But I cannot tell anybody,
Yeah.
because that is blasphemy.
Yeah.
So that's why it bothers. So
Yeah.
I understood. Yes.
Yeah. We have to, sometimes we have to deal with it, Mataji.
Yeah.
What to do? We have to deal with it. Yeah. And even if you are able to just keep it to yourself and deal with it, very good. Sometimes, if even it is allowed, you can talk to one person, not to blaspheme, because as you said, it is so hurting. Sometimes, if you are able to speak to one person, again, you don't know who to speak to, because that's a
Yeah.
whole different thing. So best
Yeah.
is best is tell Krishna. That's the best, actually. But if you have someone like that, someone who's very exalted like that, very trustworthy, like a guru type of person, where you can reveal your heart if required. Like sometimes we are not able to hold to, we are not able, we need to, it's too painful sometimes. Then in that case, it is okay. Because really, Bhavagrahi Janardana, why are we saying that? Not because we want to blaspheme that person, because it's so painful in my heart, right? So we may have to say, and then they may say some words which will really pacify us, right? Their instructions will tell us how to deal with that situation, and that can help us sometimes. So, but if not, yeah, pray to Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we didn't complete the chapter yet. Let me see how much more we have. If we can finish it, or better to finish it, because again next week we'll forget the continuity. I'll just read. On the pretext of rebuking his mother, Lord Chaitanya, the supreme teacher, taught everyone to carefully avoid offending a Vaishnava. Anyone who jumps over
125, 128 you were reading.
right, correct. Prabhuji wanted me to go back. Thank you. Yes. 128. We were actually 130, I think. Okay. So one should avoid an offender, even if the offender is otherwise very qualified. A little association with an offender will make one fall down. Who has the power to understand why the Lord gives punishment? By punishing his mother, he taught everyone. Anyone who blasphemes, they who use the word Vaishnava to address Lord Advaita will be punished. He will perish. Lord Chaitanya is the supreme personality of Godhead, the master of all. To be called his follower is a very great praise. To be known as a follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a great honor. Without any intention to deceive, Lord Chaitanya openly said that Lord Nityananda is the supreme personality of Godhead himself. By Lord Nityananda's mercy, I know Lord Chaitanya. By Lord Nityananda's mercy, I know the Vaishnavas. By Lord Nityananda's mercy, offenses are destroyed. By Lord Nityananda's mercy, one attains devotion to Lord Vishnu. So here is the key. Just seek the mercy of Lord Nityananda. Right? By Lord Nityananda's mercy, I know Lord Chaitanya. By Lord Nityananda's mercy, I know the Vaishnavas. By Lord Nityananda's mercy, offenses are destroyed. This is true. Guru, right? Guru helps us overcome the difficult anarthas which we are not able to overcome on our own. Guru will help us. And Nityananda Prabhu is the Guru Tattva. By Lord Nityananda's mercy, one attains devotion to Lord Vishnu. Blasphemy directed to Lord Nityananda's servants never enters my mouth. Day and night I happily sing Lord Chaitanya's glories. I carefully serve Lord Nityananda's devotees. Lord Chaitanya is the life and wealth of Lord Nityananda's servants. A person who has only a little good fortune will not become Lord Nityananda's servant. For Lord Nityananda's servant is able to see Lord Chaitanya. Anyone who hears this story of Lord Vishwarup becoming a servant of the limitless supreme personality of Godhead. Sorry, I'll say again. Anyone who hears this story of Lord Vishwarup becomes a servant of the limitless supreme personality of Godhead. He feels that Lord Nityananda is his very life. So anyone, all of us, whoever heard this pastime, he will become a servant of the Supreme Lord, and he will feel that Nityananda Prabhu is his very life after hearing this story.
Mataji, Mataji, 1 second. 139, can you please repeat that 139, explain it a little bit? I just got a little confused.
A person who has only a little good fortune, that means who does not have, who's not fortunate, who's unfortunate, you can say. He has little good fortune means he doesn't have fortune. An unfortunate person, in other words.
Okay, now I got it.
Will not become Lord Nityananda's servant like that.
Okay, now got it.
So 41, Lord Nityananda and Lord Vishwarup do not have different bodies. This Mother Sachi knew. Some other great souls also knew. Glory to Lord Nityananda who takes shelter of Lord Chaitanya. Glory to Lord Nityananda who is thousand-faced Anantasesh. O Lord Nityananda, O King of Gaudadesha, glory to you. Who can attain Lord Chaitanya without first attaining your mercy? Anyone who loses Lord Nityananda will not be happy in this life. Anyone who loses Lord Nityananda will not be happy in this life. Will I someday see Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda and their associates all together in one place? Lord Chaitanya is my master. With great faith and hope, I meditate on him within my heart. I bow down before Lord Advaita's feet. I pray that he always be dear to me and that he will always stay in my thoughts. The two moons, Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Sri Nityananda, are my life and soul. I, Vrindavan Das, sing the glories of their feet. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So nice. I heard that the last week I think Isha posted it. I heard it and I said, okay, I have to join. I was thinking it's 6:30 or 7. Then I said, okay, let me try 7.
7. Yes, Mataji.
Yes.